I want to make sure you know the story of Vincent Chin. On June 19, 1982, Vincent Chin and his friends went out to celebrate his bachelor party. He was 27 years old and working as a drafter in Detroit, Michigan. He was a Chinese American just like me. Now at this time, Detroit was facing hard times. The local auto industry was struggling, and local leaders, from politicians to union heads to car company execs, were blaming Japan's auto industry and an influx of Japanese cars for the loss of jobs in Detroit. Michael Nitz had recently been laid off. His stepfather, Ronald Ebbins, was a plant supervisor at Chrysler. They happened to be at the same club as Chin and his friends. Witnesses said Nitz and Ebbins had started an altercation with Chin.
I was close enough to hear Mr. Ebbins say to Mr. Chin, "Because of you motherfuckers, we're out of work."
They scuffled and were thrown out of the club. But Ebbins and Nitz weren't done yet. They searched the neighborhood and tracked Chin down. When they found him, Nitz held Chin still as Ebbins hit him over and over again with a baseball bat until his skull cracked. Vincent Chin died 4 days later. Michael Nitz and Ronald Ebbins paid a $3,000 fine and were sentenced to 3 years probation. They never served a day for their crimes. I think the first time I really knew about Vincent Chin and what happened to him was in high school. I was shown the documentary Who Killed Vincent Chin, and I remember having a really hard time watching the documentary. The testimony of Vincent Chin's mom continues to haunt me. I can still see in my mind's eye what she looked like. She was shaking with grief.
Please, I want everybody, tell the government, do not to drop this case. I want justice for Vincent. I want justice for my son.
I couldn't imagine that someone would be beaten to death with a baseball bat because of who he was. And then when that happened and I saw the documentary, I have to tell you, it reset my concept of what it means to be an Asian American and Pacific Islander, and how safe I felt, and really turned things upside down. It just showed in stark contrast how there was one system of justice for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, people of color, people who are invisible, immigrants, one system for them and one system for everybody else. And to our great shame in this country, that persists. People routinely say to me, friends, allies, "William, I am shocked that this is happening to Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. I can't believe that we're capable of such cruelty." And I say, why are you shocked? You should not be surprised. You know, this country and people in this country have long struggled with racism and hate and discrimination against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Take, for example, the Chinese Exclusion Act or the Page Act, and the scapegoating of Japanese Americans for Pearl Harbor in World War II, which resulted in the internment of 125,000 Japanese American citizens in camps on American soil. We should not be surprised. This is nothing new. This has happened for a long time and throughout our history. It's a history that we have to confront and reckon with. And so let's not be surprised, and let's not pretend that it's not happening now. The murder of the 6 Asian women in Atlanta, or the shooting death of Sikhs a couple of weeks later in Indianapolis. This is all very real, and it's happening today, and we have to take it head on.